Alright, guys. Talk is real cheap these days. Real cheap. Everybody's got the best box. Everybody's got the best mod, right? So I'm going to give you a quick cloud video so you know they work as good as they look. Now, before we get into this cloud video, I want to cover two things real quick, okay? Number one is these regulations and these stipulations that we're just now starting to see. This is just the beginning, okay? Once you understand the value of tobacco bonds in the 1996 Tobacco Act, you'll understand what we're looking at here. When I first started vaping, there was no vape community. There was no industry. In fact, those that know me know I ran an online store, vape shop, for a little while because there was no supply to meet the demand that was rising. I can't be a salesman, so I wanted to work on a product, a brand. Back then, I was brainstorming of ideas for a mechanical tube mod. I was looking to invest into a metal lathe. I was going to do my thing. But then box mods happened. I met my good friend Jim Mark, very experienced modder. For those that don't know, he builds PCB boards for a living. He's very familiar with electronics. I linked up with him. Boxes started happening. Alright? I got like a whole timeline here. Boxes that still work to this day. Because I don't cut corners. And I don't let anything that falls below a set standard of quality, I don't even let that, it goes in the trash, okay? It goes in the trash. There's a standard of quality that has to be met. And if it's not met, forget about it. It's a wrap, okay? These boxes have been in production for over a month, okay? Allow me to sound a little arrogant and cocky for a minute. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance. There's a lot of shitty box builders out there. You'll find them on eBay, on Reddit. They're giving us a bad name, us modders, who actually know what we're doing. We actually know internal resistance. We know perimeters. We know amps, watts, continuity. We know how it works. I know the perimeters for pushing this many amps through such a small device. Most people don't, not most people, but most people I'm seeing on eBay don't know that. And what's happening here is we're seeing more and more stories about box mods blowing up or failing or auto-firing. That's bad news for us. That's bad news, okay? Next thing you're going to know, we're going to be saying mods don't kill people, people kill people. We're going to be right there with the NRA trying to save our mods because of some stupid brainwash stuff that the sheep are following and listening to. Oh my God, those are dangerous devices. Somebody's got to stop them. If you're not familiar with vaping, if you're not familiar with resistance, if you just started vaping, if you don't know exactly how things are working inside this atomizer, please look for something else. Go to a vape shop, support a local vape shop, tell them you're just getting into vaping and you want, they'll show you the way. That's what vape shops do. They're there to educate. Not just sell, educate, okay? You gotta have a certain kind of patience for that, though. I don't have it. So please, if you're not familiar with how exactly how this thing is working, how it is turning this juice into the vapor you're about to see, if you don't know that thoroughly, through and through, please start with something smaller. MVPs, Sigelis. They got all kinds of shit out there. There's plenty to choose from. Don't dive into an unregulated, advanced performance mod and give them another story to put in the news. Please don't do it. Not on my watch. Please. If I'm selling you a mod, I need to know. I need to have a little talk with you. I gotta know at least that you know a thing or two about a thing or two. I'm not gonna sell these things to some dummy that's gonna give the media more fuel for the fire. Not on my watch, okay? Sorry if that sounds a little cocky and arrogant, but I apologize. You know, I've been in electronics all my life. I own a Customs and Modifications LLC. That's what pays the bills around here. Well, besides my wife, she's a registered nurse, bachelor's of science. We're doing all right. So, don't make it worse than it already is for us. Okay? You don't need to go super sub-ohm with these. This is a 0.04 build in this atomizer, okay? 0.04. That's not even super low. If you want to go ahead, and build 0.001 because you want to be a super sub-ohm bro, go for it, dude. Go for it. But your warranty ain't no good. And I'm going to know that's what happened because the MOSFET's going to be blown. If something does happen. If you give it back to me with one melted battery clip, if one of these clips is melted, just one, I'm going to know you put your batteries in backwards. It's not my fault. It's yours. Okay? The polarity could not be any clearer. Come on. My 1-year-old would know the polarity of this mod. Okay? Don't force anything. If something does happen to your box, which is highly unlikely because this is a solid device. But if something did happen and it's not firing, 2 things don't do. Don't try to tighten the shit out of the atomizer thinking that that's what's causing the problem. Because that's probably the last thing on the list that could be wrong with it. That's the last thing. This is a spring-loaded 510, okay? What that means is that is a spring-loaded center pin. Once you put this on there, okay? Once you put this atomizer on, give it a few spins, boom, I can feel the resistance right there. Okay, it's making contact. Let's give it a couple nice little spins. Now we know, look at, see that's not, I can see through that little 0.5 centimeter gap, okay? That's gonna help with your heat dissipation too. So your box won't get too hot if you're going super sub-ohm. So far I haven't felt any heat from this box. I usually don't feel any heat from my boxes, but that all depends on how you're vaping. What kind of builds are you doing? You going a 0.002 Clapton quadruple fire starter? Okay, go for it. It's you, not me. All right, I respect everybody's beliefs and way of life, but that's not me. Okay, You don't need to go super sub-ohm with these boxes. This is a 0.04 build, and you're about to see the clouds that it can produce. All right. One more thing. If under this category of if something was to go wrong, which is highly unlikely, but it does happen. Components do fail. Okay? It happens. At least I offer a warranty. Not a lot of people can say that. Don't sit here and lay on the button and push it in harder. you're just gonna cause more problems. The switch and the atomizer connection are the last things on the list of what could go wrong. You're just gonna mess it up more and give me more work if you try doing that. Please don't do that. If it stops working, contact me, we'll get it fixed. Okay? As long as it's not something stupid like, oh, I dropped it in the toilet. Oh, I came home drunk and ran over my mud. Oh, I don't know, I put the batteries in backwards. Don't do it. My warranty is gonna cover normal wear and tear. Component failure, something happens, I'm gonna fix it for you, okay? And I'm gonna know, I mean, I built this, so I'm gonna know what you did when I find out what's wrong in here. When I dissect this wiring schematic and I know what causes what. I've been doing this long enough to know for every action there's a reaction. And I know them pretty well. Alright, enough bullshit, let's do this. Say goodbye. I've had this one in my hand for a long time now. Alright? .04, that's not even that low. You don't have to go super sub-ohm with these things. I prefer that you don't. Keep it at 0.3 or above. I'm not pulsing my button. It's a little trick to get the big clouds. You pulse on your button. It makeshift pulse width module. I don't know what it is, but if you pulse your button, you can get some decent clouds. I'm not even doing that. I'm not. What? Ready? It works as good as it looks. I think there's only 3 left. Once I go upstairs and go in my office and jump on the computer and check my messages, it might be gone. I got a lot to catch up on. I got some shops I gotta work with, and I got a few buddies at a police EMT. I'm gonna do some custom boxes for first responders. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to get to another batch. I got a lot of work lined up. I've been promising this group something really, really special. What's special about this? Well, there's only 10 of these in the world, number one. Number two, 120 bucks, are you kidding me? You know how much that hurts working on something for a month? Selling it for that low? Come on. If you're in an argument about my price, my MSRP, then you need to pay a little better attention to the market. This is a steal for 120. Okay? You're getting. I even made it fun, threw in some little extras. You got your matching bottle, you got your matching battery case. For Christ's sakes, it took me a whole day just to do the cases. You know what I mean? Styling, guys. You show up to a vape meet rocking this, you have a lot of conversations. Alright? One more? Let's do it. Cloud Comp Bros. I'm watching you. I'm watching for who posts the videos, who goes to the Cloud Comps every weekend. Let's hit this one in Boston tonight.